Hello and welcome. You're watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Abigail Carmelem bringing to you the Salesian news across the globe. Last 22nd May in Goma, there were dramatic moments while the sky became strangely brighter than usual and a strange smell spread throughout the city. People realized that the Nyiragongo volcano, after 19 years of silence, was erupting again. The Salesians from the Don Bosco Ngilangi Youth Center was surprised at first, like all Goma's inhabitants, but soon took action. They began to welcome the frightened and fleeing families, ordered the evacuation of the facility themselves and the urgent transfer to Shasha. And now that they have finally been able to bring their beneficiaries home, they are organizing anew to promote the well-being of all the children and young people in their care. A&S Kazink Barsika, Thursday, July 8, 2021, is a date that will remain marked in bold in the Salesian annals of the Salesian province, Saint Stephen, the King of Hungary, UNJ. On that day, in fact, the new home of the Salesian community of Kazink Barsika was blessed and work began on a new building that will be used for professional training courses specifically designed for young people at risk. Until before last Thursday, the Salesian community in Kazink Barsika operated in two different places, while now, thanks to the new structure, it can live together in a single building. The new religious house was built at a cost of 2.2 billion guilders, over 6 million euros, which were donated by the Hungarian government. It should be remembered that in their home, the Salesians host minors who attend Salesian schools, students, internists and socially disadvantaged people, and who make it available for cultural meetings. The work also includes the church, the library and the parish office. Since opening the doors of its campus to become an anti-COVID-19 vaccination center at the end of June, the Universidade Católica Dom Bosco UCDB of Campo Grande has received an average of 1,500 people per day. In addition to the various infrastructures set up in the three sports field, the Salesian educational community has participated in this initiative for the common good also through the direct commitment of over 200 students and workers, teachers and administrators employees who act as volunteers and help in the administration of vaccines. From 25th to 29 June, the course for Salesian animators of the province of Krakow PLS took place in Krakow. It was a very important moment during which such a large group returned to meet in presence for the first time since the pandemic broke out. The young people themselves stressed the importance of this meeting and of a good organization. Many educational and worldview themes have been touched on. The highlight was the conference of Daunt Professor Thaddeus Besega, SDB, on the theme of gender. In conclusion, to all the participants and organizers were thanked, and especially to the animators who finished their course and who came as volunteers. Devotion to Saint Joseph is nothing new for Edmonton's Saint Dominic Savio parish. Thus, in the year dedicated precisely to Saint Joseph, a group of lay people called the Sodality of Saint Joseph was born. Officially created last May 1st, the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker, in July the Sodality was consecrated with a solemn mass celebrated at the parish. The Sodality, composed of 21 members, has as its main purpose to grow in holiness through devotion to Saint Joseph, and to do so its members organize moments of prayer and sharing, putting themselves at the service of the family, the parish and the needy. On the 12th July, 5 Salesians made their perpetual profession in the hands of Father Heli Mariam Medhin Tasve, Superior of the Trans-Province Africa Ethiopia AET. The Mass was presided over by Monsignor Roberto Bergamaschi, SDB, Bishop of the Apostolic Vicariate of Gambela. In a global congregation like the Salesian one, present in 134 countries of the world and in the context of the social processes underway throughout the world, which see societies becoming increasingly multi-ethnic, multicultural, language learning becomes an indispensable commitment for those who intend to proclaim the gospel and work for the education of young people. Father Alfred Maravilla, General Counsellor for the Missions, offers reflection on the theme. The superior who receives a new missionary in his circumscription has the obligation to provide him with a formal language course of at least 6 months, which can be extended if the new missionary needs it. Young people today generally know at least one foreign language in addition to their national language. Thus, for pastors, educators of young people, bilingualism is a reality that every Salesian in every context is called to face. The Salesian Alejandro Guevara Rodriguez Badajoz, 1973, was appointed director of the Valdoco Maria Auxiliadora community of Turin, Italy, after the approval of the rector major during the recent session of the General Council held on July 6. It will carry out the relay of Gaito Erico, who has been appointed as Master of Novices and Director of Genzano for the triennium 2021 to 2024. We wish Don Alejandro the best and we assure him of our prayers since he has welcomed his new obedience with serenity, in addition to continuing with his role as a world animator of ADMA and responsible for the primary ADMA, was shared in the communication made by Leonardo Mancini, Provincial of the Inspectorate Italy Piedmonte District, to all the brothers of the Aosta Valley and Lithuania on July 11th. It should be noted that the Salesian is since September 2020, the day on which the Marian Day was celebrated in Turin, Valdoco, the world's spiritual animator of the Association of Mary Help of Christians, ADMA. Previously, Alejandro Guevara was delegate of the Salesian family of the Maria Auxiliadora province. Alarming data emerges from the new report on world hunger. The United Nations depicts the consequences of the pandemic and announces one of the largest increases in recent decades. The result of the joint efforts of FAO, IFAD, UNICEF, World Food Programme and WHO, the report highlights that the number of people suffering from hunger is growing by 18%, almost 1 in 3 in the world. Over 2 million men and women lack access to healthy diets in 2020. 1 in 10 people are undernourished. Inequality between men and women is also widening. In 2020, food insecurity affected 11 women for every 10 men. Around the world, in these months marked by the pandemic, the Salesians are carrying out food support programs for young people and families, guaranteeing them adequate nutrition. After a year of patient work by the Provincial Council of the Salesian Cooperators in South Korea, Provincial Coordinator Mr. Andrew Park and 80-page integral survey is ready for publication. The 700-strong ASC province aimed with this project to inspire people with the stories plus photos of apostolate and raise the quality of the youth ministry of its members. Each one of the 13 local centers, some of them made up of 2 to 3 teams that contributed to this mission to apostolate survey publication, share its recent 20-year history. Delegates, SDB or FMA members and aspirants, active or non-active, with a rather detailed report on their apostolic activity. The ASC mission is closely growing alongside the focus of Korean SDBs and FMAs who are committed to youth in need or at risk. Mobile city, outdoor oratory, summer camp, group home assistance, marginalized youth in the school or various outdoor activities like pilgrimage. So viewers, with that we have come to the end of today's edition. See you again tomorrow at the same time and in the same channel. Thank you for joining us.